Hello everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Hopefully Friday fun day for you. Hey Sonya. How are you, Sonya? Happy Friday. The weekend is here. Wait a minute. Is it Friday or is it Thursday? I told y'all I keep getting it mixed up. I keep getting mixed up. It's not I gotta change my title. It's Thursday. I'm telling y'all, I've been pushing the week. I've been pushing the week. I've been every day I've been a day ahead. Every day I've been a day ahead. Remember Tuesday? I thought it was Wednesday. Oh my gosh, I thought it was Wednesday and it was only Tuesday. I put my title, I gotta change my title. It's Friday somewhere, Sonya. Right? I guess I gotta roll like that. It's Friday somewhere. Because I sure put I sure put Friday in my title. Why? Why? Slow down. Slow down, Lion. Slow down. I read the title and got confused. Sonya, maybe we're across the globe. Look, it's Friday somewhere in somebody's environment, in somebody's hometown. Hey, Cool Gamer. Cool Gamer, did I confuse you too? Did you even check the title, Cool Gamer? I'm still a day ahead. You know what, Sonya? See, Tuesday, I put it on the fact that I had a class. And then I was like, on Wednesday. So I was like, if I had a class, I would have missed it, right? So today, I guess I'm making it Friday because I'm ready for payday. Tomorrow is payday. Tomorrow is payday. Later on tonight is payday. Yeah. Don't you guys love it when you have a bank that deposits your payday a day or two ahead? I love to get my money a day or two ahead of payday. I don't know why. It's not like I do anything real different. I guess it's that just in case mood. Sonya and Cool Gamer saying hello. So it's Friday somewhere. What time? It's somewhere. It's like it's 6 o'clock a.m. somewhere. It's 6 a.m. somewhere. So wherever it's 6 o'clock a.m., it's Friday for you guys. Happy Friday. Thank you for coming and catching a glimpse of this live. Leave a comment if you like, a good, positive comment, an educational comment, an informative comment. Dialogue with the chat. Let the chat know how your week is going. Since I'm trying to rush the week ahead, since I'm rushing to the weekend, how has your week been going? How has your week? Is everybody having a good week? Is everybody staying out of trouble? Out of trouble and into good things? Good trouble. If you're in trouble, make sure that it's good trouble. Okay? If you're in trouble, make sure that it's good trouble. See, I can't jog with the phone because if I jog with the phone, it starts to do crazy things. When I start to jog with the phone just a little bit, if I just try just a little bit, it flips around, it turns around, it does crazy things. And of course, I'm sure it's shaky because it looks shaky to me. It looks shaky to me. I did that the other day. I started jogging and I was like, if I start back jogging, get my heart rate back up, I'm going to have to do a cool down again. But I guess it doesn't really matter since my cool down is so long anyway, huh? It's really just a walk and talk. Let's walk and talk. We are here walking. I hope you guys are moving, walking. You don't have to be walking. You can be dancing, get some good cardio in. I hope you guys are getting in a good amount of cardio. You can be dancing, sprinting, walking, jogging. Do something to get in some cardio. Get on your bike, get on your treadmill, get on your elliptical, do something. Just, get moving, get your heart rate up. Get your heart rate up. And you can figure out what your heart rate is supposed to be for your age when you're exercising. If you're exercising for fitness, if you're exercising to lose weight, you can figure all those things out. All those things out. And don't be discouraged, especially if you're also adding muscle, because muscle is heavier than fat. Okay? It's heavier than fat. So don't be discouraged. Just make sure you're losing and you're looking good. You're noticing the difference. The waist is smaller, the arms are smaller, the stomach is smaller. Look for those things. Look for your measurements. Your measurements will help you a lot. Your measurements will help you a lot. Don't always worry so much about what the scale says. Look at your measurements. Look at your measurements, and that'll show you how much you've progressed, especially if you're working out to lose weight. So Sonya, we got a whole nother work day before the weekend, right? A whole nother work day. I bet people who work the weekend are like, I don't know what you're talking about. We work on weekends. We work on weekends. Some of us work on weekends. So yes, we can look forward to the weekend, but some of us have to look forward to work on the weekends as well. Just as much work on the weekend that we have during the week. Just as much work during the weekend that we have during the week. But whatever your plans are for this weekend, make sure you have fun. Make sure you get some rest. And you can do all of that in 2 days. Like you can start Friday having your fun. You can have fun Saturday. Treat yourself Saturday. Y'all, you know what? Sometimes it tires you out just treating yourself. You go, you get for the ladies, you get your hair done, you get your nails done, or whatever you do, you get your toes done. You go and shop a little bit, and you go to lunch, you meet up with friends. By the end of the day, you're worn out. You're worn out. So make sure Sunday you go to church, if you go to church, and get you some rest. Get ready for the upcoming week. Some people, they get their rest on Saturday. They do a little bit around the house or something like that. And that's another thing. You get up, you get whatever you need to get done personally, treating yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, spa day or whatever. Eat you some lunch with your girlfriends, your children, your neighbors, whoever, your significant other, whoever. Then you come in, you chill out a little bit, maybe catch some YouTube, catch some TV, clean up and spruce up a little bit. We multitask. We have to multitask. And then, again, Sunday, enjoy your Sunday, because a lot of times even when we're having fun, we tire ourselves out. Even when we're having fun, we tire ourselves out. So Sunday, again, go to church if you do. If not, just chill out. Just chill out. Some people do that in reverse. They chill out Saturday, and all those things I just named for Saturday, they do those things on Sunday. They do, they work in reverse. They just chill out Saturday, reading, maybe cooking, gardening, exercising. I always incorporate some exercising in on at least one of those weekend days if you can. Put some exercise in there. Feel good. Take you some deep breaths in and out. Just some meditation, some yoga, something calming, something refreshing, something rejuvenating, something nice. Just something nice for yourself. Valentine's Day is next week. So for those who go by the traditions, it's 29 days in this month. So what are we doing, ladies? Are we accepting gifts? Are we giving gifts? Are we doing both? Is it an exchange? It can be an even and equal exchange. Sometimes it may not be so even and equal, but hey, it's the thought that counts. It's the gesture. It's the love behind the gesture. It's the love behind the gesture. Cupid is shooting his arrow. He's shooting his arrow. So if Cupid shoots you with his arrow, accept it. Be grateful for the gift and the acknowledgement, because that's what it's most about. Just another day to have some good acknowledgement. Some good acknowledgement. You know, everybody doesn't look forward to something being purchased. They don't look forward to gifts. They just look forward to the acknowledgement. It's kind of like when we talk about our birthdays. You don't always have to get a gift. Just acknowledge somebody. Acknowledge them. A lot of times, acknowledgement makes a person feel so much better than a gift ever could. So much better than a gift ever could. And again, y'all, it's some nice weather. Most people are having nice weather. Now, I think out in California, they may be having a lot of rain. I think a lot of rain. Hey, Nicole. How you doing, Nicole? Welcome Nicole's Perspective into the live. Y'all know how I do whenever a content creator decides to stop through here and spend a second, a minute, minutes, or however long they stay. I appreciate that. I appreciate that from a content creator. I appreciate that from subscribers, because you don't have to do that. You could be doing anything else, doing whatever else, but if you multitasking and you spend a second or two or three or however long you spend with me, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Learn to appreciate the small things. That's why I say it's 29 days in February. So ladies, are you expecting or are you giving? And it doesn't matter. The gifts, it's kind of like birthdays and Christmas. It's not always the gift that counts. Some people don't even want gifts. But acknowledgement is everything. Acknowledgement is everything. You know, acknowledgement is everything. True, authentic, genuine acknowledgement. True, authentic, genuine acknowledgement. It's everything. So, again, I hope you guys have had a great week. I hope that if there's anything that bothered you this week, I hope that you were able to brush it off, shake it off. And if it's still something that's ongoing, you know, sometimes we have to learn to deal with some of those things that bother us, and don't let those things deal with us. Try your best that if something is bothering you, try your best to get a handle on it. If you can't change it, try your best to get a handle on it. And you start to bother it. You start to bother it so much till it decides to leave you alone. You know, you bother it so much till it decides to leave you alone. Because I say all the time, y'all know what my sayings are. Y'all know we're known for nuggets over here, dropping nuggets, hoping that everybody else can pick up nuggets. Sometimes every nugget that you see drop won't apply to you. But hopefully you can pick up that nugget and it can apply to somebody in your family, your friends, somebody that you know. That's why we talked about magnesium the other day and the good benefits of the mineral magnesium. Sonya, kicking it with Lynn, we had a good conversation about the goods that magnesium can do, to how it makes you, you know, you feel more energized, helps with your skin, your nerves, all that stuff. So that's what we want to do over here. We want to drop education. We want to drop knowledge. And though the education and knowledge may not always apply to each individual in this chat, hopefully it can apply to somebody that you know and love. And nothing over here is meant to be professional advice. We're not trying to be your healthcare provider. We're just telling you things that we know that work for us. So we have to make that disclaimer, because everything that works for me may not work for Sonya. Everything that works for Sonya may not work for me. or whoever's in the chat. But whatever we tell you over here, be sure to know that it's all good, it's all positive, and we're trying to uplift you and encourage you. You know, I used the R word, the R letter the other day. Sometimes we have to rewind, refocus, regroup, re-energize, and sometimes redo. But when you can't redo, resolve, and that is your resolution. That's your resolution. That is your resolution. It's just like the 4-letter word, another favorite word over here, self, SELF, self-esteem, self-care, most importantly, self-love. Self-love and self-care, most importantly, it's just like the pyramid. When we're looking at things and putting them the way they should go, we want to focus on our basic needs. Those things that we don't need, don't let those things harm you. Don't let those things hold you back. Don't let those things take up so much of your time that you fail to focus on the things that you need. Your nutrition. Well, first of all, your self-love, self-care. And y'all know we always put family first. But if you don't take care of yourself, how can you truly, authentically put family first? So always focus on self-preservation, self-love, self-care. Self does not have to be a bad word. Even when you put it in front of ish, selfish, sometimes you have to be selfish, but you can be selfish in a good way. Be selfish in a good way, in a way that's good for you, your family, your children, your significant others, your spouse, your friends, whoever. Selfish doesn't always have to be a bad word. Selfish can be a positive word, and selfish can get you back in check. Selfish can put you back on the right track. Okay? Sonia says, my sister is calling. Okay, my phone out. Okay, Sonia. Okay. Selfish doesn't have to be a bad word. Selfish, love is a 4-letter word that we talk about all the time. Self is a 4-letter word that we talk about all the time. There are a lot of 4-letter words. So we talked about the letter. There are some letters. All letters are important. We talked about R this week. T, tact. T-A-C-T. Really, really small word. Big, big meaning. Some people don't have tact. Some people want to say things to you and they don't know how to say it. And they go about it just all the wrong way. They go about it all the wrong way. Self-control. Yes, Nicole. Yes. Self-control. Definitely self-control. Self-control. Control. Nicole. That one right there. I don't even think we've said that one before. We've done self-acknowledgement, self-entitlement, self-love, self-care, selfishness. We've done a lot of them, but I don't think we've said self-control before, and that one is a great one. That's a great one. And I think I'm going to use that in like a trivia question. We're going to use that as a trivia question as relates to my channel. What are the main things I talk about? What are my main things? And y'all know my 3 P's: peace, positivity, and prosperity. Without peace, there's chaos. Without positivity, there's negativity. Wherever chaos and negativity breed, you fail to prosper to your fullest potential. I won't say that you won't prosper, but you will fail to prosper to your fullest potential because you're so wrapped up and enthralled in all the chaos and negativity. Now, that being said, do we all like a little drama? That can be a negative thing. Yes, but it's like TV. We like to watch comedy, some of us don't. We watch dramas, we watch horror, some of us don't. The important thing is knowing limits, having limits and setting boundaries, not crossing those limits and not crossing those boundaries. Hi, Phil Foster. Welcome into the live. I appreciate you for coming over. I always encourage people, I don't care where you're from. If you have something positive to contribute, come over. I always talk to people from across the globe because you guys bring a whole lot of insight into the things that we're talking about as well. Humanity is worldwide. Humanity doesn't discriminate. We often discriminate based on the race, creed, color, age, all of those things. But just being a human, all of us are human. And the sooner all of us accept that and acknowledge that nobody is any higher or lower than anyone else, it'll be a better place. Are we ever going to get to that point? I don't think so. But you never know. You never know. The more you do it, hopefully the more it'll prevail. The more that you show respect to each other and one another, even if you feel like someone is beneath you. What does your moral compass tell you? Treat those as you want to be treated. Respect people. Respect people. Be respectful. Okay? Now, that being said, what's another thing I say over here? Don't let bothered people bother you. Don't let bothered people bother you. Say that to yourself. Just say it with no attempt to really dive into it. And then say it and harp on it. Say it and harp on it. And you'll get the true meaning of it. Don't let bothered people bother you. Third one that I always talk about, stress. Sometimes we're stressed out. Sometimes it's just the kind of the run-of-the-mill kind of stress, just the stress of getting up, going to work. You know, not really, not any biggie. No biggies going on with it. Just regular stress, right? Sometimes you have good stress. Planning your daughter's wedding, planning your son's wedding, but it all is stress. So try to have more good stress than bad stress, okay? And don't go into any area and leave with more stress than you went in with. That's on these apps, that's in Walmart, that's in the bank, that's at church, that's at work. If you go in, you already have a degree of stress. You may be at your lowest point of stress. Things may be going great. And that's when you should notice the bad stress even more so. So if you go in and you find that you're becoming more stressed in that environment, leave. And it's easier said than done, but try not to go into any place and leave with more stress than you went in with. Try not to go into any place and leave with more stress than you went in with. And if you're going into a place, try not to cause negative stress. Try not to cause negative stress. So we always have to do a self-evaluation as well. So we talk about what we won't let people do to us, but also be mindful of the things that you do to people. Okay? Be mindful of the things that you do to people. And make sure you aren't making life hard for someone. Whatever you do, and I know the things that I say on here, y'all, I'm not just. I'm not. Hey, Brilliant. Hey, my good sister, my pride. Hey, chat. Mods, blessings, Brilliant. Hey. You know, Nicole. Let me see. I don't know if Nicole is still there. But y'all, Nicole is a fighter. She fights for what's right. She's a person who I can say, she'll go into an environment and she'll leave with more stress than she came with. But there are cases when you do that, and if you're doing it for a greater good, then that's great. When you do it for a greater good, that's great. I'm telling you, Nicole will go into a place and she'll definitely leave with more stress than she went in with. But she's doing it for a good cause. She's doing it for a greater good. She's doing it to be helpful. And she's doing it without even being asked. Brilliant is a lady who's going to always encourage you to be the best you can be. She may not know what that best is. None of us know what our best is when it relates to somebody else or what their best is. But what's wrong with encouraging people to be the best them? You know, we all know where we stand, and we all know that we're not perfect. But try to be a better you. So much so until you become your best self. Try and be a better you. So much so that you become your best self. So much so that you become your best self. I've been on here for 25 minutes. It seems like I've been on here longer, y'all. It seems like I've been on here longer. Usually, It seems like I haven't been on that long. But today it seems like I've been on like an hour. The past couple of days I've been on for an hour and it didn't even seem like it. You know, nobody's perfect. Yeah, brilliant. Like nobody's perfect. But we can at least try to be better. And hopefully we'll grow to the point of being our best. Being our best. Who knows what our best is? Sometimes we don't even know what our best self is. Sometimes we don't even know what our best self is. So, but we know what good is, right? We all know what good is. We definitely know what good is. So you keep on doing that. You keep on trying to sow as much good as you can. Is Tamika in here? I didn't see Tamika. If Tamika, April Showers, I didn't see April. Y'all, I have missed people. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, ladies. I didn't see you. I didn't see you. April Showers. April Showers, Tamika Davis. I didn't see you guys. Thank you for coming into the live. Brilliant. Thank you for speaking to them because I had no clue. I had no clue. I had no clue that they were in here. And I don't like to ignore people. I don't like to appear to be ignoring people, which I know most people understand. They know sometimes when we get to talking, we're not really even looking at the chat, especially when I'm outside. When I'm outside, I don't really look at the chat. I'm just hoping that someone comes through to support, and I'm glad to get the support, whether it's someone who's been with me for a long time, whether it's someone who's new. All new people are welcome as long as you bring and breed positivity, motivation, encouragement, you're uplifting, and you're excited to share some type of education. And when I say education, it doesn't necessarily have to be academic. You know, it doesn't have to be academic. It can be whatever it is that you've gone through in life that you've learned from, and that you can drop some of those nuggets over here. And we can pick those nuggets up. I always say every nugget that we drop may not apply to us, but maybe I can pick up a nugget to help out my neighbor, to help out my friend, to help out my co-worker. You know, we drop nuggets over here. We drop nuggets and we pick them up. Pick them up. Don't tell your business. You want to know our opinions on something? Put it out there. Y'all know how to do. Put it out there so that it's not revealing, not intrusive, you know, as relate to whoever you're talking about or yourself. You know, don't be too forthcoming. Just put things out there. Know that you're not alone. Whatever you're going through, you're not alone. Nicole says, I have to run in and get my food. My daughter was listening. Oh, okay. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you. Look, I can't say that. I was about to say little Nicole. Your daughter is grown. Thank you. Thank you. What did I say? Thank you, Miss Nicole's daughter. I'll just say it like that. I'll just say it like that, y'all. Thank you, Miss Nicole's daughter. Because if you're still listening, and I'll say that too, because you just have to know how to address people. This is social media. Nicole knows what I'm talking about. So Miss Nicole's daughter, I'll address it like that to keep it proper so that she'll know. Thank you for listening for your mom. And she loves you and speaks so highly of you, as we should all our daughters and our sons. You know, again, we go through things with them. We have ups and downs. It's not perfect. Relationships aren't perfect. Whether that's the relationship with your significant other or the relationship with your children, with your parents, you go through ups and downs. We say things that we shouldn't say. Hindsight is 2020. And y'all, we're just going to be honest about it. Sometimes we say things that we do mean to say, but we don't mean them from the heart. If that makes sense. Now, I'm not taking it from you. Sometimes you say something and it's from the heart. You mean it. You mean every word of what you said. But I'll say my experience and other people I've talked to. Sometimes we'll say hurtful things, and when we've de-escalated, we've come down, the temper is lower, the temperature is lower. We know And we acknowledge we said that to be hurtful. We said that because we were mad. Do we truly feel that way? In some cases, yes. But in a lot of cases, we say things to the people we love the most. Sometimes we say the most hurtful things to the people we love the most. I don't know why. Everybody's not like that. I'm not going to put that label on everybody, but some of us are. And I've been at that point where I said something, y'all. I knew I shouldn't have said it. Knew I shouldn't have said it. But you know, like I said the other day, sometimes the devil is on one shoulder and the angel is on another. And y'all know we are of flesh. And a lot of times we go on and give in to what the devil said. And then we'll blame it on the devil when we had free will and we had a choice. We had free will and we had a choice. So the devil didn't always make us do it, but he was sure happy when we did it. He didn't always make us do it, but he was sure satisfied and happy, and he figured his job, he won when he made us do it. And then we have to come back. We have to apologize. Some people have such a hard time apologizing. Now, when you apologize, you know, it depends on who you're apologizing to. If it's family, of course, there's a special kind of love there that you should be able to let it go. And sometimes you can't just let it go. Sometimes it's there for years. But the love should be stronger than that resentment. The love should be stronger than that resentment. You can't. I know none of y'all can tell me right now. I bet all of y'all can tell me an argument that you had with your mom that stands out to you, more than one or two, and you wish you hadn't said some things. You wish she hadn't said some things. And you just wish the argument hadn't happened at all with your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother. You can't take it back. And they say to, you know, forgive and forget. Well, hopefully you got a good memory. You know, you don't always need to forget, because you need to remember not to go there again, or to try your best not to do it again. Even though we may do it another 700 times. You know, without that incident happening, or without that memory of it, we may end up doing it 1,400 times. So, you know, it is good to forgive and forget, but sometimes we don't always forget. That's just human nature. That's the mind. That's how the mind works. You know, that's a positive thing when you remember. It's like, don't you remember not to touch that hot stove again, you know, unless it was accidental. You know, you'll hit it again, but you remember not to reach up and grab that hot water again. So a lot of times when we have these disagreements with our family and close friends, people who we feel like they're our family, we do need to remember those old heated arguments, those old arguments that were so hurtful, because you don't want to do it again, or you want to make sure it doesn't get to that point again. So when people say forgive and forget, to me it just depends on how trivial it is, you know. But I just don't think we forget. That's just the human mind. We remember for as long as God allows us to. You know, I think we need to remember so that we know how to handle it the next time. Will we be perfect the next time? No. Will it be bad again? Probably so. But who knows the future? When you look back over it, you'd much rather know that that wisdom and knowledge and the fact that you didn't forget maybe saved you from having 1,000 more instances with that person. And maybe you only had 500. Maybe you only had 500. Nicole, speaking of brilliant, Nicole says, yes, true. My mom was never a person to argue. Laugh out loud. My dad, a different story. But I tell you something, I do remember her teaching me. Yes, yes, yes. Even if it was a lesson that you thought didn't apply to you, or if you thought it was a lesson that you didn't need, you want to remember. My mom told me, surround myself with people that I want to be like, and always treat people as if they're me, better or worse. In the blow of the wind, I could be the person, broke, rich, well, or wheelchair. Always treat people, yes, like you want to be treated, or better. A lot of people won't understand that. They'll be like, better? If you really, really think about it in the grand scheme of things, I think I told y'all this. I always tell y'all stories of my grannies, my great-grandparents, my great-great-grandparents told me. There should be no reason you can't treat the people in your home the way or better than you treat a stranger. And the thought process behind that is that so many of us, because we know each other, because there's that, honestly, because there's that connection and that love. We've grown up with family. Sometimes you'll find yourself treating people outside of the home better than the people in the home because we've just become so, we're just so used to each other. A lot of times we argue, we fuss and fight. We know, but we don't want to argue and fuss and fight with our friends from school, the ones we run around with, band practice with, the one we run around with, on the cheer squad on. We don't want to argue. We try all we can not to argue with them. Well, you should be that way with your family. You should definitely be that way with your family, but we often find it really, really easy to mistreat family. So when I say treat people better, I mean your family, friends, it should all apply the same. It should all apply the same. Of course, we have a special love for our families, and it's going to be different. But I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of things, treat people the way you want to be treated or better. Wise people will understand that. Treat people the way you want to be treated or better. Wise people will understand that, and those who aren't quite there yet, they will begin to understand it later. Because the better you treat somebody else, hopefully that will return to you. Hopefully that will return to you. And someone will be treating you better than they treat themselves. Someone will be treating you better than they treat themselves. And I always encourage the positivity. I always encourage that. But I always leave you guys with, don't be a fool to anybody. Don't be a fool to anybody. When I say these things, I want you to know that there are lines and there are boundaries and there are points when you have to just let some people go. Let them be them and you be you. Don't waste your good energy in a bad place. Don't waste your good energy in a bad place. Don't waste your good energy in a bad place. Because you'll definitely pick up bad energy. My mom was never a person to argue. Oh, I think I saw that one. Saw those. Brilliant says, hey, Nicole Queen, I spoke to you earlier while you was in the store. Sis, my bad. Yes, and Brilliant. Miss Nicole's daughter. She was listening to us. I hope the old folks didn't bore her. But it's all about educating over here. Trying to give even younger people nuggets at an earlier time in life so that they'll start to, not let some of the stuff bother them that they do let bother them. I tell my kids and my nieces and nephews all the time, I understand now what my mother meant when my mother said, y'all, she would say, I ain't studying them folks like that. And I see people say that today, but they don't mean it. They let those same people get under their skin. I used to be like, Mom, say something. Mom, do this, do that. Mom, that lady, or this. She'd be like, until somebody put their hands on you, why get your blood pressure up? I know, Nicole, that's why I said I couldn't say little Nicole. like I didn't want to say, hey, little Nicole, because I know she's grown. I think I was telling her, I said, I know you're grown, so I guess I'll say Miss Nicole's daughter, Nicole's daughter. You don't want to call an adult. I talked about that earlier too, labels. People putting labels on things that they know nothing about. People putting labels on people and things that they really don't know about, and they don't know what they're talking about. So it's like, we're always aware of those things when it comes to ourselves, but we have to be more aware of those things when it comes to other people. So I was like, she might not want me to say Nicole Jr., little Nicole. She's grown. I said, Nicole has spoken of her many of times. And I said, your mom is so proud of you. I was like, I know we as mothers and daughters have our ups and downs, but in the grand scheme of things, we know our children have to be individuals. Even as children, when they're growing up, they're not going to be exactly like us. Because how fair would that be? Because at the same time, you could expect the dad to say, well, hey, he needs to be exactly like me. You have that child torn. We got to let you guys be individuals, but we just have to, plant seeds of wisdom and knowledge. We have to plant seeds of wisdom and knowledge. So I was like, I don't know what to call her. I said, well, I appreciate you for listening in. I was like, she's grown. She's grown. We have to plant seeds of wisdom and knowledge. And that's if you're 100 and your child is 80. You know, you're always going to be mom. Just like we always say, they're always our babies. They're always our children. And people don't understand it when someone says, that's my baby. It is your baby. You had her. You had him. Nothing is ever going to change that. You were the vessel that God decided that that particular human would enter this world. So that will always be our baby, you know? So you may not call your children baby, and that doesn't mean you love them any less. But some of us do. And they're grown, but we still call them baby. They will always be our babies. They probably don't like to hear it. But let me tell you something. The older our children get, a lot of them may not say it, but they love the fact that they have someone to call their own. They have someone to think of them as a baby. Because they know what it is. They know we're not talking about a baby. You know what I'm saying? But you are our babies. You're nobody else's. You'll always be ours. And no matter who comes along and takes your heart, steals your heart, takes you off your feet, marry you, or do whatever they do, you will still always be ours. You came from us. So I didn't want to say Nicole's baby either because, they may not talk like that. You have to kind of be mindful of the way people talk and the labels that you use. Y'all, they need to come out here and fix the street lights. All of the street lights on one side are out. Hey, Blue. Welcome, Blue. Yeah, so we have to be careful of the labels that we put on people, and we have to be respectful because, I get it. We were younger, and we wanted people to, notice our differences and notice us as a certain way. But I think most young people, especially raised by people like Nicole's daughter, I know she would understand me saying, that's Nicole's baby. That's just how we older adults talk when we're talking about our kids, especially our kids who have become adults. Some of us still call you guys babies. And I think like when they're teenagers, of course they don't want to hear you say that in front of their friends. But again, when they start to have their children and they start to, living life and they become older and they're raising their kids, I think they truly get the meaning. I think they truly get it. A lot of times that's what it takes. That's when they truly get it. Of course, they're not going to get it at 15. They're not going to get it at 16. But they're 20 to 25. They got a baby, 1 or 2 little ones. They start to know, even though they may not be ready to admit it yet, they start to know where our love comes from. They start to know where our love comes from. Or not so much the love. They know where the love comes from, but they know why we do the things that we do. They know, and they've always known. But it takes them becoming an adult and becoming a little bit more mature to realize that that's just something that we're never going to change. We're never going to change it. I don't care. You have moms and daughters or sons and fathers who don't get along. But let somebody say they need them. They're stumbling over themselves to get there. They're stumbling over themselves to get there. So always appreciate the love that you have. And if for some unfortunate reason you don't have that type of relationship with your kids, I hope and pray that they have that type of relationship with their grandparents or their aunties, their uncles, somebody who is close to the mother. Hopefully it's not just, sometimes you have people, they only have one kid and it's just them. But guess what? That's when those adoptive people come in. I have an auntie, she's like 800 miles from us. She's become older now. She's like 92. She never had children, but she does have a stepdaughter, and she has church members that have grown to love her as a mother. Y'all can't tell me that she doesn't love 2 of them as if she had them herself. So hopefully if you do have a rocky relationship with your mother or your father, I hope that there's someone there who loves you productively and constructively and in a way that a mother or a father would. They can even hope, and if they're good people, they'll even help you to establish a good relationship with your parents. Because y'all know how it is. It's like we're human. We're human. We're the flesh. Sometimes we just don't click. Like some of us, the older we get, the more we notice that we do look like our mother or our father. Like I get so tired of people saying that, like, you see a full grown adult. She may be 40 years old. And somebody in their 60s will say, "Oh, she's just like her daddy. She looks just like her." And then you're looking around like, okay, but I'm an adult now. I'm an adult now. Like you expect that with little kids. People say that all day, every day. Oh, she looks just like her mother. She don't look nothing like her mother. She look like her dad. Okay, when kids start to grow up, they don't want to hear that all the time. They don't want to hear that all the time. Adults don't want to hear that all the time either. And there's nothing negative about it. It's just that like sometimes that's all people can find to say. And instead of just saying, "Hey, how you doing?" and leaving it at that, they start telling you how much you look just like your mother, how much you look just like your father. And a lot of times we know that already, but sometimes we don't. Y'all, sometimes I was talking to a group of ladies a couple of days ago, and we were like, and these are the conversations that we do have with our parents now. One of them said, "Girl, I was in the bathroom brushing my teeth." She said, "I looked in the mirror. I'll say, I'll say Mabel." She said, "I look just like Mabel." I was like, "We've been telling you that. Every time you told us, when you first told us that you didn't think you look like your mom, of course you don't. Of course you're a perfect combination of your parents. But sometimes you don't look like your parents. You look like their parents. Or you look like your aunties or your uncles. And some of us, we do. We look almost identical to our parents." So she was like, "Yo, I looked up. I was brushing my teeth." She said, "I don't know if it was just because of the quickness that I looked up." She said, I was brushing my teeth. I was finishing up. I looked up real quick. She said, "I look just like Mabel." And it was so funny, y'all, because I think many of us have been there. I don't know about the men, but I think as women, many of us have had that moment or those moments where we look up and we're like, "Dang, I look just like my mama." Tamika, yeah, I'm telling you, you're like, "Dang, I look just like my mama." Or even your sister or something. Like I know my sister and I, they would always, when people would call the house, back when we had home phones, they would just immediately start talking to us because they thought that it was my mom. And my mom would get the phone and say, "Y'all gonna mess around and say something y'all shouldn't say. And these girls gonna hear y'all because y'all think it's me. Y'all think it's me." We sounded so much like our mother. And so she would always tell people on the phone. And thank goodness our ears never burned. We didn't hear anything we shouldn't have heard, but we didn't hear anything we should not have heard. But I often times remember my mom when we'd give her the phone, she'd say, because we'd always be laughing. We'd have a grin or a smile on our face or something like that. And she said, "What, they started talking?" And I said, "Yeah." My sister would say, "Yeah." And so she'd be like, "Y'all always think that those girls are me." She said, "Start saying hello. Where's your mama?" She'd be like, "Say hello. Where's your mom?" So yeah, so they never told us anything, but you know, I'm sure one or two of them came close, but they never told us anything that would hurt us, that we shouldn't have heard, or that we shouldn't have been privy to. I'll put it that way. And so, my girls, they're going through the same thing. My son, of course, he doesn't sound like me, but my girls, they're like, "Oh, they said I sound like you," because I'll tell them to pick up sometimes, and they're like, "Tell your friends that you are you and I'm me." So it's funny. It takes me back to when that used to happen with my mother. But yeah, we all, we got, just try to be, again, the best you can be. The best you can be. That's not going to be perfect, but it'll be perfectly you. It'll be the imperfect, perfectly you. The perfect, imperfect you. The perfect, imperfect, the imperfect, perfect you. It doesn't matter which way you put it. Whichever one comes first, it's going to be you. And surround yourself with people who appreciate that. Surround yourself with people who appreciate that. If you come across this video, check out the community wall. I often upload pictures with messages. Sometimes uplifting, sometimes kind of educational, not really uplifting, sometimes kind of eye-opening. Things don't have to be huge to be eye-opening. Sometimes the smallest things can be eye-opening. The smaller things are oftentimes eye-opening, So allow yourself to be amongst people who respect you, who understand that you respect yourself, and who respect your environment, who respect you, who understand that you respect yourself, and who respect your environment. And it's and I talk about how people look alike. It was so funny that I know sometimes if you're not used to that person, it can be really amazing and really shocking to see how much their children look like them. Because I know a professional that I was talking to today, a professor. I've never seen pictures of his kids. I've never seen his wife. I've never seen any of his family. Just a professor that I know at a school who was once my professor. Y'all, I saw a young man, that looked exactly like him. He looked exactly like him. And I had to tell him, I had to say, hey, Dr. So-and-so, so-and-so, how many sons do you have? And how old are they? And then I was like, I don't even need to know how many you have. I said, I'm curious to how many because I got a question after this question. And he said, he said he had 3. And I said, okay. I said, well, let me tell you, they say everyone has a twin. And that twin doesn't have to be related to them. They can be across the world, but everyone has a twin. And I saw a young man who could pass for your son. If not your son, maybe your younger brother or something like that. I said, but he looked, y'all, when I tell you, he looked exactly like him. His build, his walk, his hair. He had the younger guy had blue eyes and blonde hair. His dad has brownish eyes and brown hair. But the young one is like a strawberry type blonde. And y'all, when I tell you, even through that, his facial structure, it was so, that's like, I see a lot of people who look a lot like their parents or a lot like their siblings. This is one of the closest I've seen. And he said, how old was he? And I said, he was a young man. I said like 22, under 25, maybe 20 to 25. He said, I got a 22-year-old son. And he said, and it's funny you should say, he said, I don't know if that was him. So he asked me where he was. And he frequents that part of town, but he was kind of surprised, I guess at the time of day. And then he said, and when you say he walks like me, he said, I'm like, what do I walk like? Am I goofy? He said, because somebody else said that too. And I said, well, I'm telling you, I said, I don't even look people up and down like that unless there's a reason. And the reason is because the resemblance was shocking. Like he looked so much like you and I didn't want to stare, but y'all, I'm telling you, the resemblance was like uncanny. It was shocking. And he said, that probably was my son. He said, that was probably my boy. he said, because when you said he walks like me and when you describe him, he said, wow. He said, other people have said the same thing, that he walks just like him. And he said, and that kind of threw him. It makes him feel like, well, how do I walk? Am I goofy with my walk? And I was like, Professor, nobody even said anything about, they didn't talk about, I'm not saying how you walk, but he does walk just like you. I said, if I had to put a description to it, he's like nonchalant, a casual stroll, like I'm standing on business. I'm here to do what I got to do. Because he was in a store, y'all, and he was like walking like, it wasn't like a fast, I'm in a hurry type of thing, but it was like he was honed in and he was zoned in on what he wanted to do. He grabbed the buggy. He put the buggy back and he was kind of undecided. And I noticed that he walked out because I'm still in the fruit section, which is we were at Walmart. So he comes back in and I was telling the professor everything. He said, when you say he walked out, he came in and he walked back out. He said, that sounds like him forgetting something, probably forgot something, went back out there. I said, he sure did. He walked in, walked out. And I said, I don't know if this is your son, but the resemblance was everything. So I do understand when people say, you look just like your mom, you look just like I understand, but it does get annoying. And partially because we know, not because we don't like it. It's because we know. We know. That's just like somebody telling you, just like any feature that you have. Like, if you have a certain feature and somebody tells you, like if you're short, if you're 4'7", or if you're 5'11", And people are constantly telling you that you're short. Duh. I think they've known that all their lives. They're constantly telling you that you're tall. I think they've known that all their lives. So it's kind of there. It can be cute. But again, we have to understand boundaries, knowing when to stop, when enough is enough, even if it's the simple stuff. Even when it's the simple stuff, we have to know. We have to know. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you, Blue, for catching me live today. Tamika and April Showers. I appreciate you guys. Sonya, Cool Gamer, and of course Nicole's Perspective. Y'all go and check out all of these people that came into my live. Please do. A Brilliant Blessed Mess. Thank you, sis, for coming in. Always positivity. A few friends from across the water came through today. I always love it when you guys come. I don't care where you are, what region of the world that you live in. If you come here, I encourage you to come here. I encourage you to come here. Be positive, be peaceful, drop information, be educational, be uplifting. Teach us some of your traditions. Teach us some things that we may not know. Ask us some things about us and our culture. I always appreciate people who come through, from different areas of the world. Tell us some things about your culture. I later go back and I click on it to see some things about them. Tamika says, see everyone later. Thank you, Tamika, for coming through. I always so much appreciate your support. You are so supportive. Everybody who comes through here, they're supportive. And again, y'all, support everyone. Support those who support you. And most importantly, support good content, positive content. It may be boring to the masses, but sometimes that's the best thing for you. Boring. It may be boring to the masses, but sometimes boring is the best thing for you. It's the best thing for you. I so love the environment. I so love the group of people who come here and who just contribute to the conversation. They just come in and say hi. Sometimes they just sit and listen. It's all good. I appreciate that. I truly do. So on that note, I'm going to go now. I'm going to jump in the shower, get a bite to eat before it gets too late. I'm going to go and support those who support me and even support those who don't support me. If it's good, positive content, I try my best to support it. At least give it a thumbs up. Say hello. If I don't say hello, I will surely give you a thumbs up. If you come across this live replay, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to come back again before you do any of that, do so, because you support it. Just in the fact that you came and stopped by. And thank you, YouTube, for sharing us with each other. Thank you. Again, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please hold my doorbell, better known as that YouTube notification bell, so you'll be notified the next time I go live or the next time I upload a shorts video. Watch the shorts table. Check out the shorts table, everybody. You can make a short out of any and everything. Develop relationships through your shorts. People love short content. They really love the shorts. So develop relationships through your shorts. Sometimes the things that you think people aren't interested in on your shorts are the ones that get you the most views. They get you the most response. They get the most variety of people coming to your channel. So make a short out of anything. Make a short of this curb. I can make a short out of this curb just walking. I think I will. Make a short out of the street. Just make a short of you walking. Okay. Connected from South Africa, Limpopo. Thank you so much from South Africa. I hope that you guys are safe over there in South Africa. I hope that you have a good weekend in South Africa and from wherever else anybody has come from. Again, I did see a few people from other parts of the world. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for coming in. And thank you, Lufa No Morris, I think. Please forgive me if I mispronounced your name. I think it's Lufuna Morris. I think that's what it is. Please forgive me if I mispronounced it. Please do. But I do appreciate you for coming by. I'm glad that you came by, and I hope that you will come by again. I hope that you subscribe, and then so that you'll know. Hit that notification bell. I tried to combine notification bell. Hit that notification bell. That's my doorbell. It's the YouTube notification bell. Hit it, smash it, hold it down, and you'll be notified. It's Friday midnight. Wow. See, that's what I said. It's actually, I have to go back and retitle my video. It's Thursday here. It's not quite midnight yet, but it's Thursday in the States. So I when I saw my title, I was like, I have put the wrong day, but I know it's Friday somewhere. Lufuno means love. Okay, Lufuno means love. That's a good name. I wish I see when I'm on YouTube. I'm used to being on StreamYard, but when I'm on YouTube, it's like I can't do the things I want to do. Like go to channels and things like that. So I'll take a picture of it, and we're gonna come over and we're gonna support you as well. We're going to support you as well, Lufuno. So I hope that that's correct, Lufuno. And Lufuno means love. For anyone who comes across this video, Lufuno is from South Africa. I appreciate you for coming by. I truly, truly do. And it's Friday, Friday there. I hope you guys have a great weekend wherever you are. Have a great weekend. Release stress, release your stress, meditate, woosah, whatever you have to do. And most importantly, I encourage you all to get up and move. Whether you're walking, cycling, swimming, you're on your treadmill, your elliptical, get up and move. Get up and move. This weekend, I might drop my elliptical shorts. Where am I going this late? I'm near home. I'm near home. I can see home. I'm near home. Whenever I know I'm going to be out late like this, I make sure that I can see home. And family is outside. Yep, family is outside. Thank you so much for paying attention to that and for being so kind enough to ask. Thank you so much for being so kind enough to ask. And please share me out, Lufuno. I'm going to go to your channel. I'm going to check it out, and I'm going to do the same for you. I'm going to do the same for you because I think we should all support each other. Good, positive content, informative content, educational, motivational, uplifting content. And check out some things that you got going on. Check out some things that you have going on, because wherever you are, you can always teach us something new, and hopefully you learn something new from us. Thank you so much. So again, y'all, peace, positivity, and prosperity, and I will see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk live video. Check out my shorts table. Bye, y'all.